Hi, Homeworthy. I'm Jacques. This is my wife.
Charlene, and this is our New York City apartment.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
Hi Homeworthy, my name is Charlene Truong Launer. I am a content creator focusing mostly on lifestyle, beauty, fashion, cooking, and all things home.
Hi, my name is Jacques Launer. I used to work in finance for 17 years, and now I'm actually focused on building our pajama brand, which will be coming out in the next few months, so watch the space, and welcome to your New York apartment.
So Jacques actually found this apartment on Street Easy, and it was holiday season. I remember you found it when I was actually out of town. I was in Arizona visiting my parents for the holidays, and Jacques was staying back for work, and he was supposed to meet me in Arizona to spend the holidays with my family. And he had messaged me saying that he found this too good to be true condo in Tribeca, and you did a tour with a broker, a real estate agent, and took videos. I was on FaceTime, and he was like, this is our home.
We were actually living in Brooklyn at the time, so this was like peak COVID. You know, we moved to Brooklyn from, where did we live, Flatiron in 2020. It was like April 2020 when the world was still shut down, and movers were the first human beings we'd seen in New York for like 3 months. And we actually wanted to stay in Brooklyn. We were trying to find an old sort of brownstone townhouse in either Williamsburg or Greenpoint, but you know, I think that's when Brooklyn started getting, you know, pretty crazy, and it was just so expensive to try to buy a place. And we always wanted to do a reno to kind of make it, you know, our own and kind of reflection of us. And so we'd been looking for a minute, and you know, like Char said, I stumbled upon this place back in the city in Tribeca, and I was like, wait, this seems like way too good to be true. What's the catch? So that was kind of scary, but it all worked out. Bought it sight unseen for Char, and yeah, we closed I think like a few months later.
Okay, this is our kitchen. I would say this is our favorite part of the home because we love food, we love entertaining, I love cooking, and I just feel like the kitchen kind of brings everyone together. So initially when we moved in, we were not going to renovate the kitchen. How did we even start doing this?
Well, the kitchen was always important. If you saw how this looked like before.
It wasn't ugly.
Yeah, it wasn't ugly. It was just a little dated, and it didn't, you know, maximize the space very well.
It just was very basic.
Yeah.
It was, what was the material of the cabinets? It was laminate?
It was a laminate.
It was laminate. It was very bright and airy, but we just wanted something more substantial and beautiful because we bought this place and we just kind of wanted to customize it. So kind of one thing led to another. We were like, oh, should we do marble? We just found this slab, and this is called Calicata Paonazzo. And it just has this beautiful gold-ish warm tone veining. It kind of reminds me of an oyster, and we fell in love with the slab, and we were like, okay, we're just gonna do it. We should just renovate the kitchen. So we actually ended up ripping out the kitchen island. We made it a little bit bigger. We ripped out basically all the cabinets, did these beautiful bleached white oak cabinets, got these unlacquered gold knobs that every time you touch with the oils of your hand and water, it kind of patinas into this beautiful kind of worn in gold, and we love that feature. I mean, I love this kitchen. Yeah. We spend so much time in it, and we got new appliances, this beautiful Wolf oven and stove. And then one of our favorite parts of the kitchen that we thought was such a worthy splurge was this Miele coffee machine, which I can brew you a cup of coffee if you want, anything. Cappuccino, an espresso, lattes, anything you want. And it's just with a simple touch of a button, and you can get barista quality coffee.
So all the marble came from one slab that we got from ABC Stone, I believe, here locally in the city.
We had this installed. I feel like this kind of like marble shelf was trending, and I kind of like having all my little like knickknacks displayed, which was fun. So this is like one whole piece, and then we decided that we wanted some down lighting just to create a little bit of more moody aesthetic. If we have like the lights off, or like if it's nighttime, this little strip here just adds so much kind of like romance to the kitchen, and it's really, really cute at night. But we also installed a light here and then one under here that runs all the way through.
Yeah, you'll notice that throughout the house, we have these LED strips, and it's all the same color. So there's like kind of a consistent theme. So like you see it under the bar cabinets, sort of like that recessed lighting, just to give some like warmth to the space. Speaking of the bar, actually, if you notice that wine fridge over there, that wine fridge was actually originally here, like under on this side, but there was this sort of like empty space and this column, which is original to the building.
It used to be, this building used to be an old
textile factory. Back in the late 1800s, 1900s. Actually, I think this was like the whole mercantile district back in like the late 18th, early 19th centuries. Original to the building, and so we had all this like empty space. We didn't know what to do with it, so we actually had this bar fabricated. The yoke, I believe, is the same as all the rest of the cabinets, the under lighting, and then we just ran power behind the wall and put the wine fridge there and turned this into a little bar space for all the wines and evening goodies.
Jacques' always in charge of the cocktails, the wine. I make like bites to eat, and yeah, we love it. So this is kind of a fun story. So Jacques mentioned earlier that this is part of kind of like the building itself, because it used to be an old textile building. When we bought this place, this was bright neon orange, and it was such a eyesore. And so I kind of had the idea to strip it down, and our contractor tried stripping it down, but there were just so much layers of paint that we couldn't really get it off. So I looked up and found Portola paints. They have this kind of like faux iron color paint that gave it kind of like an wrought iron finish. And we tested a little patch on it, and it just looked really yucky. And this actually is the base coat of that wrought iron paint. And we ended up really, really liking it because it's like black, but it's not too black. It's a little bit matte. It's not shiny. And we just decided to keep it like this. And we sealed it with a layer of coating to preserve kind of like this finish. And we love it. These are Pottery Barn bar stools that we got. And it didn't come with a cushion or anything. And when I sat on it, it kind of just hurts your butt. So I was like, we need to do built-in or custom. We need to do custom cushions. And so we had our interior designer help us create this with our upholsterer, and they drew up this exact cushioning that fits perfectly into our chair. And now it just adds that pop of Tiger Mountain print, and it's really comfortable to sit in.
I think natural light is everything. That was especially important for Char, who's the content creator, right? And so lighting is I think, top of the list in terms of, I don't want to say production value. We're fortunate that we actually have a corner unit, so we get different lighting in all the rooms at different times of the day. So in the morning, you get this really beautiful natural light, which hits our office in the living room, and throughout the day, it kind of goes over that way. And so when the sun is setting, you actually get a really nice transition in the bedroom. But I mean, we're not really in the master bedroom, during the sunset. But it's just nice to have, and lighting was super important when we were trying to find a good place as well.
So when we bought this place, the original owner had a little circular dining table in that corner over here, and my dream was to have like a 8-person dining table. And so we decided that we're gonna kind of like sneak this dining table in so that we can have friends and family over to all be able to eat around the same table. And Jacques and I, sometimes we even just sit here and do takeout, and it's cute. But
Yeah, it's nice to have dining options, and yeah, we had grand ideas for hosting for Thanksgiving, Christmas, or whatever other holiday you guys want to celebrate. The room itself, obviously it's big, but we wanted an even grander dining room situation. So this was like a good way to have both and not make the room feel too small and cluttered. These benches, they roll, so you can push them in under, and so it's almost like you
tuck
can't.
them completely under, really, if you want to.
Yeah,
You can, like, tuck
if you really
them
want to
like
get
this.
rid of it and open up the space a little bit. So it's a versatile piece, and how often are you hosting, right? A year, only a few times a year. So it's nice to give us the option to host, but also not just have giant pieces that just
Are in the way.
for the times that you're not hosting. Yeah. Actually, did you a disservice, Char. I have 2 pieces of items left from my my old single days. This, I think I actually got this from our house maybe like 9-10 years ago, and I never knew what to do with it. I just always thought it was like a cool piece because it's like I don't even know if it's like a vintage mirror or what, but it's I've just had it for 10 years, and I've never hung it up in any home that we've lived in or on any wall. And we kind of had this like big column looking thing, and it just kind of fit perfectly there. And
I love it. It looks pretty.
Yeah. So this and the office chair are the 2 things I still own.
So this is one of the dining chairs. We have one on either side just to mix in with the benches. And this is called a wishbone chair. I'm sure a lot of people know what this is, but it's just a very popular kind of like design shape chair that a lot of people love right now. And then we decided to put these like sheepskin from Jenny Kane over top just to create a little bit more of a cozy feeling for when you're sitting down and having a meal. But yeah, we liked mixing the wood together with the browns, and it's like perfectly imperfect, and I love the curation. Yeah, we wanted a neutral home, but we loved having pops of browns and warm tones. So we have obviously like all of the living room couch cushions. We wanted to mix in a little bit of more pattern and material. So we have like the darks from the browns, and then we also got these custom made eggplant color artwork that just brings in a little bit more color to the room. And then these little poofs with the fringe also add like a fun color element and texture element with the fringe. And then this little chair, Jacques loves this chair. It's really, really comfortable, and it has like a footrest, and he just sits on here, plays on his phone, and it's just nice.
Has a glass of wine or a cocktail.
Yeah. And I love it. It just adds kind of like a warm, cozy feeling. We wanted everything to be very aesthetically pleasing, but also very inviting and cozy. And yeah, I spend a lot of time here.
Yes.
You do too. Yeah. But we watch movies, and whenever we have friends over, after we eat and after we have our drinks, we'll all pile onto the couch and watch music videos and play music and watch TV and movies. So everybody loves the living room. This is a travertine coffee table that we got from Etsy. It was made in Italy and shipped to us. It's very, very heavy and took a lot of grown men to carry it up here, but it's one slab of travertine, and then underneath there are 4 solid pillars of travertine as well that hold it together. And you can kind of customize it how you want. So you can place the pillars on either 4 corners, but the way that he designed it was clumped together in the center. So it kind of looks like a floating piece of travertine in the middle of your apartment.
Our designer suggested we, 1, take care of that first, but 2, I guess it's easier to build a room around a rug because that's such a prominent piece. So she actually custom drew this rug and had a company here in New York. I don't know I blank on the name, but this was, I think, like a mix of like
multiple fibers.
Yeah, like from Nepal, something really splurgy, just because it's such an important piece to the room.
And we handpicked the color of like the lines too, because I wanted something that kind of pulls from like the warmth of the furniture that we were picking at the time. So it's like just kind of like this beautiful brown color. And then the fringe was also a color that we handpicked with Lauren, but it's so beautiful. I just loved, one of the things that I really wanted for this rug was it to be organic. So if you look closely, like the fibers, there's multiple different fibers in the way that they shave the rug to have kind of like this textured look. But yeah, it's custom made, fit exactly to our living room, and we wanted a color that was neutral enough that kind of blended in with the wood floors, but also makes it a little bit cozier and stand out a little bit more. Right after we got married.
Right after marriage,
Yeah.
we went straight into renovation. I mean, we already had like some plans of like what was going to happen, but yeah, we, you know, obviously just got married, doing a reno, trying to
moving, like packing with boxes, moving here.
Trying to, you know, obviously like save a few bucks and try to put as much of it back into the renovation. You know, this is a 3-bedroom. There's only just 2 of us, so we thought we could kind of like move around the various rooms, and
we did.
And we did. The designer and our contractors were great about, you know,
Helping us move,
allowing us to live through the renovation. You know, they sealed off of, you know, the construction area versus like the room that we were staying in for a few weeks at the time. So it was actually pretty seamless. I learned a heck of a lot through it too, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
Would we do it again? I don't think so.
Is it weird that I would do it again? I kind of miss it.
Yeah.
But we were like sleeping, I mean, we still had our bed. We were just moving from like room to room.
Yeah.
All of our clothes were stacked. We bought like these, what is it? The U-line, like the U-line huge
Hangers,
racks. And we put all of our clothes on there. Everything was still in boxes. It was a mess.
Yeah.
But
So worth
it was
it.
so fun because we got to see everything. Like we got to see everything that they did. So I feel like we learned a lot.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it was
learned a
kind
lot.
of nice to see our home coming to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many months did it take? I want to say like
Less than a year.
Yeah, less than a year.
Yeah.
I'd say one thing that's a consistent theme throughout the house is lighting. So one thing we actually did is we replaced all the ceiling lights just because the colors weren't very good with the...
It wasn't warm. It was very like cool toned. And we wanted like a warmer light to kind of like invite guests into our home. And another thing that we added that made it warm was this beautiful wallpaper. So it kind of is very warm, and like as soon as you walk in, you're kind of just like wrapped in this warmth, cozy texture of the beautiful fabric wallpaper. So this runner is a one of a kind. I don't remember if it's vintage or not, but I know that it's one of a kind, and we loved it because it just kind of has like a light and airy colorway, but then it has this kind of beautiful blue design on it, and then the fringe was really fun too. So again, we wanted a runner to invite people in leading into our kitchen. And then for the entryway situation, we found this beautiful faux gold statement mirror, actually from Home Depot, which is so random. But I just feel like the zigzag edges just kind of add like an interesting character to the entryway. And then we also got this bench, so sometimes if we have our parents over, they'll sit here and put on their shoes. This little lamp is cute. Target base, Etsy, vintage little wood thing. And then this basket, I actually hide all of my PR stuff in here because it gets kind of crazy if I just leave it overflowing here. So I got this huge basket to just kind of like put everything in there. This is a beautiful artwork that Charlotte Hailstone made. She's a friend of our interior designer, and Jacques and I are not really big art people. Like, we don't really know much about art, but we know what we like and we know what we don't like. And when we saw her work, we just thought it was so perfect because it's very simple, it's abstract, but it's warm, and it just kind of adds this warm, dark pop of color into our home. And again, it's just very welcoming and gives you kind of like a warm hug as soon as you walk through. I got rid of all of Jacques' old furniture. So I feel like this is like the first home that we got to design and decorate with our things and not just like bits and pieces of
My old
a
life.
lot of Jacques' bachelor cave furniture and things. But
I had nice furniture, by the way, for the record.
Everything was very dark. It was not airy. He had these like wooden iron bookshelves that I just despise, and there were 3 of them. There were 2 or 3 of them, and they're so heavy. And we dragged those bookshelves. We dragged those bookshelves everywhere to all the apartments that we moved in together. And when we moved here, I was just like, we're gonna get rid of it.
Yeah. So,
and then now we have curated this home, and the furniture is exactly how I like it.
so it took 7 years to get rid of all my stuff, is what she's saying. And the only thing I think I have left is my chair in the office. And right off the entryway is the little office / man cave, which is completely different to the rest of the house, as you're about to see. I'll start with this artwork, which is also custom, I guess, one of a kind from Charlotte Hailstone. I really like to work, and I like the graffiti kind of like aspect to it, and you know, it gives a little pop of color in a room that's otherwise a little darker and moodier. We have the bike. It's on the floor. It's no longer hanging from the walls of our other apartments, but you know, this is the exercise machine. I hate the gym, and I'll ride 365 days of the year, rain, sun, snow, outside.
His favorite hobby.
Yeah.
You rode like 100 miles the other day, didn't you?
Yeah. It's like, I think it's a good midlife crisis. Want to get into the best shape of my life type of hobby, and you know, I guess there's worse vices to have than exercise. So this is the office / man cave. It's very different from the rest of the house. The rest of the house is brighter, warmer, and I kind of wanted something that's a little darker, moodier at night. You know, I can dim the lights, turn on some music, you know, have a glass of wine in here. This is also, could be a guest room. That sofa right there is actually a pull-out mattress. So if we have guests over and we need extra space, that's easy to kind of transition to, and it's really nice and comfortable. But I wanted something darker, a little bit more masculine in here. So the wallpaper, it's actually like a fabric textured kind of wallpaper. So at different times of the day, the way the light hits, it actually reads kind of different. So this little, I guess you can call it kind of like a little coffee table, is one piece. It's Calicata marble viola on top with some base. It's not super heavy, so you can kind of move it around when you have guests over and you have the pull-out couch. But I was kind of going for something a little darker, more kind of like swanky cocktail vibes, as well as just being, you know, a regular old office. This chair has been with me for 10 years. Actually, that chest over there too, that's been around. So I guess that takes us to 3 items that I've had since I first met.
So when we moved in, our initial plan was to not do a lot of renovations. Everything was kind of like giving it a little fresh paint or new furniture. And so we got introduced to our interior designer, who's absolutely wonderful. Her name is Lauren Stone. And she helped us kind of create this cohesiveness with our home. And then one thing led to another, and we slowly renovated different parts of the home that we didn't expect to. For example, the kitchen, we gutted everything. But the process of it was really fun because I got to send in a mood board that we both kind of like looked at and agreed upon, a mood board of like the colors, the aesthetic that we wanted. And then she took that mood board and translated it into a game plan of everything that we were gonna do for the home. So she curated furniture, colors for the walls, and then utilized the furniture that we had previously from our apartment and was able to mesh it together and create this beautiful home that I feel like translates so much into Jacques and I's personality. Right off the hallway, away from Jacques' man cave, I have my woman cave that I recently transitioned into my content creation room.
And in the woman cave, we actually have a fourth item from my past that is still here. So.
So I get a little bit more credit.
Yes.
Like from 1 pieces to 4. This is my content creation room. It used to be a guest room. We had a full bed here that used to be in Jacques' old apartment actually, and then we got rid of it just because we felt like we didn't really have a lot of friends and family that would stay over, and this room happens to get some of the best lighting in the whole apartment. And obviously I'm doing full-time content creation, and I wanted a space that I can just get messy and, you know, have clothes everywhere and film content. So we have this dresser that we got. It used to be in our primary bedroom in our old apartment in Brooklyn, and now it's here. And then this artwork used to be, it was ordered for the closet in our primary bedroom, but it didn't really fit there anymore, so we put it here. We recently got it framed after like 2 years. And I actually think it adds like a really nice touch to the backdrop whenever I take my photos in the mirror behind you. This is an old CB2 mirror that I've had for a long time. It's very, very nice and big. So this is where I do my like photos. I have my light and tripod here. But yeah, I've been using this room a lot for content creation, and it makes me love making more videos because now I have like a designated space. And one day when we have a baby, this is gonna be the baby room. So I would say, a lifestyle content creator. I do pretty much everything. I do cooking, beauty, lifestyle, vlogs, date nights, fashion, and I kind of just do everything all together because I feel like that really defines who I am in real life. I like to cook, I like to be home, I love, you know, all the things. So I kind of just mash everything together and share it online.
It was Super Bowl Sunday, 2017. We met at a wonderful establishment in Murray Hill. If you know us well, like I thought it was probably like the last time we were in Murray Hill together. No offense to Murray Hill. It was Super Bowl Sunday. It's the Pats Falcons. Me and a couple friends were trying to watch the game at other bars. It wasn't, they were all full. Friend of a friend knew the bartender there, saved us some seats. We got there probably later in the afternoon, and all my friends were taken, and I was the only single guy. So there were a couple.
At the end.
Yep, I sat at the end.
Yeah.
There were a couple of empty seats next to us, conveniently, and then.
And I remember vividly on that Sunday, I was going home from Trader Joe's, and I get a text from my girlfriends at the time, and they're like, "Do you want to meet us at this bar for some buffalo chicken wings for Super Bowl Sunday?" And I'm not a football girl, so I was like, "Sure, chicken wings, you got me there." So I go and I get ready and I go meet them. There was one open seat at the bar next to my girlfriends, and it happened to be next to Jacques. And then we just kicked it off and had our first date a week later. And then from that point on, we just have been inseparable.
Actually, let me add one little tidbit, true story. The bartender, shout out Bobby, ordered a round of shots for Char and her girlfriends. No idea, I had no idea. And then he, good man, said they were from me, and that kind of was what sparked up the conversation. I was pretending to watch golf on the big screens, and if you know me, I hate golf.
You're watching golf on Super Bowl Sunday.
On Super Bowl Sunday, just because it was like golf was on the left, and just so I could kind of like get
have a little sneak
peek.
girls on the left side.
Well, not girls, you. Actually, our first date, was it Valentine's Day?
Second date.
Second date?
Yeah.
Second date was Valentine's Day.
It's kind of all a blur now,
Yeah.
to be honest. It's like almost 8 years ago. Yeah.
Ancient.
So now we are walking into the primary bedroom, and this hallway is kind of like my closet dressing area. I don't have a walk-in closet. One day I will, but I do now have all of this closet. So we got these beautiful doors custom made. It used to just be, you know, your basic door that opens up kind of like that way. And it was just very clunky, very heavy, and I wasn't able to see all my clothes at once. So I had the idea to get kind of like these accordion doors made so that I can have both of the doors open and I can see all my clothes at once and all my bags at once. And one thing that I really loved about the panel is that we put wallpaper on it, so it kind of looks like it's upholstered, but it's not. And it's a cheaper option as well, because these were custom made, but you can also buy, I think IKEA sells panels that look exactly like this, and then you can wallpaper to kind of give it that beautiful, warm, upholstered effect. But this is my closet, and I love it. I go through favorite pieces on rotation. I'll have like one thing that I love, and then I'll just rotate. But I typically love dressing very comfortable, so anything flowy, loose jeans. I like kind of dressing simple, and then for like special occasions, date nights, girls' night out, I'll put on a more fun outfit. For date night, I think my go-to, if Jacques was wearing like jeans and t-shirt like this and we're going to, I don't know, a restaurant that we both love, I would probably wear high-waist loose jeans, a stiletto boot, and some type of top, and then a coat over. And I always like slicking my hair back in a bun because it just makes me feel sexy, and chunky earrings, and that is kind of like my perfect date night outfit. So this, I kind of finagled my way into getting these two pieces. And by finagling, I mean asking Jacques for approval for this one and then not really asking him for approval for this one. I just ordered it. A girl can never have enough closet space. So I had to get this from Amazon. I think it was like $300. And we switched out the knobs so that I can put more clothes in here. I mean, it's a mess in here, but like all of my sweaters and sweat sets are in here. And yeah, it just hides a lot of clutter. And then this, this was a DIY. So this whole entire bookcase was from IKEA, and we had leftover wallpaper from the contractor. So Jacques and I DIY'd this. I mean, you can kind of see like the little bubbling here. It's not as crisp, but it does the job. And we put the ugly panels on the bottom so that you wouldn't really notice it. But I have all my shoes in here. I don't know how I fit all this stuff in the other closet, but it just expanded as soon as I had this bookcase. All my shoes are in there.
The irony is, when we moved in, we thought we had a lot of closet space.
Yeah, and then I
lo and behold,
grew into it. This is a gigantic mirror. I think I found this actually from Crate and Barrel, and my first thing that I thought about it was that it's just huge, and I love it for my outfit pictures, for Instagram, and I just really like the black contrast, thick frame, and this kind of like interesting little detail up here, but we had it secured properly to the wall so it wouldn't tip over because it's a very heavy piece. But I kind of just thought that this dark black contrast to everything bright and airy was kind of nice to bring in a little bit of masculinity to introduce you into the bedroom.
It's kind of like the black column we have in the living room.
Yeah,
if you think about it.
True.
Yeah. They have like pops of like black accent to contrast with the warmth and neutral tones.
Yeah. We got married in 2022. It feels like ages ago. And we decided to get married in Arizona because a lot of my family was from there. And also a lot of Jacques' family and friends are from the East Coast. So at the time we just thought it would be nice to bring everybody to the West Coast where the weather was beautiful. And we actually got really lucky with the weather. It was like 75, sunny, breezy, beautiful. And everybody was so happy. All of our friends flew in, family flew in. And we got married at the Four Seasons Troon. Beautiful venue. And our ceremony, how many people did we have?
I think like 170 was the
170? It was, I think, the perfect amount of people because it felt grand but still cozy. And I feel like that day just kind of encapsulated our relationship. Speaking of the bedroom, this is another favorite place of ours. It's very serene.
And this wallpaper, actually, funny enough, was installed by the prior owner, but we loved it so much that we decided to keep it.
It's actually one of the things that people ask me about the most is the wallpaper. They're like, what is on your walls? They're so beautiful.
It almost feels like
a woven kind of like material. So it's really cool. And it just adds like extra warmth to it. So I feel like this kind of like set the tone for what we wanted our bedroom to be, and it kind of happened to fit exactly into the vibe that we were going for.
Bed is a Restoration Hardware. Was it RH? Yeah, it was Restoration Hardware. We wanted a king size bed. And so we got this beautiful, I think it's velvet or suede.
Velvet.
Yeah.
So this is our king size bed. We got to upgrade from a queen size to a king size, which was really exciting. After laying in a king size bed for a while, we're like, how did we fit in a queen size bed? And it's kind of nice. But we wanted our bed to kind of feel like a hotel, so we really splurged on this really fluffy down comforter. It's by the brand Simply Down, and it's definitely not cheap, but it really gives that like hotel fluffy bedding experience, especially when you climb into bed at the end of the night. This beautiful quilt is from Jenny Kane. I love the texture and the warmth and coziness it adds to the bed. This little lumbar pillow was custom made from Etsy, and the color is just really, really cute. Our interior designer found this one.
That's a custom one? Mm-hmm. I didn't realize.
They have like a lot of different colorways, but we custom colored like these two.
Oh, Etsy.
Yeah, Etsy has the best stuff. This I found online. It's by Hale Mercantile, and it just so happens to fit the bed coloring perfectly.
It's very fluffy. I think like the running joke with our designer was like, we need something that's like kitty cat soft.
Yeah.
Right, so something that you can kind of like take your, shoes and socks off and just kind of run your feet through it.
We're an Asian household, so no shoes anywhere in the house. But yeah, but it is very soft. It's from ABC Carpet, and again, it's just.
Yeah, I think it was a 101.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we definitely wanted to make the bedroom as cozy and serene as possible. Mm-hmm. Even though we have this ginormous TV, it was actually from our previous apartment, but.
In the living room.
Yeah, in the living room. But funny enough, we actually never watch TV in here.
No,
yeah.
we don't. We wanted to bring in a little bit of darkness into the bedroom, so we got this also from Restoration Hardware. A lot of our furniture is Restoration Hardware, and we found that Restoration Hardware has a lot of variety of sizes. So we wanted like a substantial TV console, and a lot of places I feel like didn't have one that was long enough for this wall. So we found this from Restoration Hardware, and we thought it was perfect. This lamp also was not supposed to be here. I think I bought this when Athena Calderon had her collab with Crate and Barrel, and I just bought it because I loved it so much, and then I propped it up here, and my interior designer was like, wait a minute, I love that here. So it is sitting here, and I just like this kind of like little area with the rattan. I feel like it adds kind of like a fun texture element to it.
Another thing that we installed is, what do you call it?
Blackout shades. Blackout
shades, but also like electric, right? So everything that I wanted in the house, I wanted to be able to be on our phones and smart. So we did a lot of that stuff. So we literally have a scene called the wake up scene on our phones, where it lifts the blinds and turns on some of the lights in the hallway. And we wake up to this beautiful natural New York skyline. We're above the roof line there, so we still get good natural light in the morning. And thankfully we'll never lose that light, because that's a building that can't ever be raised, because it's, I think, historically significant. And yeah, we open the blinds. That's our morning.
We have this beautiful chandelier in here, and it's from Lulu in Georgia. Our interior designer gave us multiple options, and we narrowed it down to this one because it tied in with the color of the bed frame. It's light and airy, and I just felt like it added like another fun texture to the room. We have this little side table here and a cute little stool. I would have never thought to put this kind of like situation here, but our interior designer came up with it, and I just thought it was really cute because it's a nice moment to put fresh flowers if we have, these are fake, but fresh flowers if we have, a candle, and a little bowl for jewelry, and it's just kind of like a cute little situation next to the bed.
And now, this is the master bath. We actually did a little bit of not a full reno in here, but we did a partial reno in here. Initially, the whole back wall was that mirror right there itself, but it went all the way across. And it had this, no offense, this ugly ass cornice on top of it, which we had to, remove and rip out. And actually the hardest part was finding stone tile to match it, because these are actually two different slabs. So we have to try to find something that matched that, because we had no idea where this was from. And then we redid the vanity. Everything is custom there, including the shelving, the lit mirror, and obviously the under cabinet lighting as well. Actually, the shower was, it actually came like that. So the claw tub, highly recommend getting a tub that fits in your shower, because if you overflow it, it just drains in your shower. Yeah. You don't have to worry about it.
And everything gets really nice and steamy, so it's like a very spa experience. Yeah. You can have like a bubble bath, and then the steam from the shower creates kind of like a sauna feel. It's so nice.
Yeah, we love it in here.
Yeah.
So that's actually like a rain shower. I think the actual hardware is from Waterworks, but it came with the building, and I don't know how for such an old building, but the water pressure here is insane. So that actually has the best shower, and if we ever leave this place, I'm taking it with me somehow.
Okay.
Home means family, right? I think marriage, a place for us to unwind. We're two of us right now, but we live, thankfully in a 3-bedroom that, you're trying to grow into over the years. And, this is, I don't know, home, comfortable, our safe space where we get to be silly and goofy that, not many people, or if anyone, gets to really see.
That side of us.
Yeah, that side of us.
I feel like, home is not about the place that you live in. I mean, of course it is, but it's important to have the people that you love in it, because a home with someone that you love is just so much cozier. It's nice to have this serene kind of place that we both get to spend so much time in the middle of a crazy, exciting, loud city. Yeah.
It's nice to have the option to do both.
Yeah.
That's not to say we don't go out. We still love to, go out. Yeah. But, we always say this, if we're at home having a lazy day on the weekend, we like to go out just to be able to appreciate coming home again.
Yeah, that's so true.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.